This is Tank's Vlog, April 26, 2018, wrapping up today in sports. Stephen Matz. Oy, 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 oy. You know, as far as fifth starters go, maybe he's not bad, but that's all he is. He's a fifth starter. I mean, jeez. And he doesn't, when it gets bad for him, he doesn't toughen up. He's a little bit like Matt Harvey without the attitude. I mean, I think it's a lack of confidence with Matz. That he doesn't always trust his stuff. But Mets got hammered today 9-1. Hopefully they can find a way to win on Thursday. Take 2 out of 3 in St. Louis, which is, I guess, a good job. I mean, St. Louis is a tough place to play. And if they could find a way to win them all, I had to say that would be a successful series. Yankees, meanwhile, don't have the same problems with the Twins. I mean, God. Minnesota. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. It's like, when the Twins play the Yankees, it's like the Washington Generals versus the Harlem Globetrotters. And Didi Gregorius, oof. He has 9 home runs. He leads the Yankees. Forget about Aaron Judge. Forget about Giancarlo Stanton. It's Didi Gregorius. The Mariners beat the White Sox 4-3. It was the Astros beating the Angels 5-2. The Rockies rocked the Padres 5-2. The Nationals, who have been struggling, clobbered the Giants 15-2. It was the Tigers 13-10 winners over the reeling Pirates in the first game of a doubleheader, while the second game the Pirates came back and answered, winning 8-3. The Braves beat the awful Reds 5-4. It was the Indians 4-1 winners over the Cubs thanks to Trevor Bauer, a good start there. It was the Rays doubling up the Orioles 8-4. Baltimore right now is in last place and doing horrible. The Phillies continue to play good baseball, beating the Diamondbacks 5-3. The Red Sox got back on winning track, beating the Blue Jays 4-3. Clayton Kershaw, he lost today, and he's 1-4 now with a 2.84 ERA as the Marlins stunned the Dodgers 8-6. I mean, Miranda Gonzalez outpitched Clayton Kershaw. How did that happen? I mean, jeez. I mean, Kershaw hasn't had much luck with he's got a good ERA, but boy, 1-4. Who saw that coming? Texas beat the Athletics 4-2. It was the Brewers 6-2 winners over the Royals. NBA, I mean, this year's playoffs have been night and day compared to last year. Last year, every series was boring. There was lots of blowouts. This year, there's been a lot of close games, excitement. Series tied 2-2 in Toronto. And the Raptors continue the trend of the home team winning every game, winning today 108-98 over the Wizards. DeMar DeRozan had a terrific night. 32 points, 5 assists to lead the way. Meanwhile, the Cavaliers, also tied 2-2, had to survive again, as LeBron James is doing it all by himself. And that includes a big block shot with 3 seconds left and making the game-winning bucket as the buzzer went off in the 98-95 win. LeBron scored 44 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, that big block shot. And now the Cavaliers have a 3-2 series lead and go to Indiana for Game 6, looking to close that one out. The Rockets, meanwhile, closed out their series, beating the Timberwolves 122-104. The Jazz looked like they were going to close out their series too, but holy cow, all of a sudden down 25 points. The Thunder outscore Utah 32-7 in the last 8 minutes plus of the third quarter, and they took the momentum into the fourth quarter and won 107-99 to keep their playoff hopes alive. The Jazz will have a chance to close the series out in Utah, where they dominated games 3 and 4. So, I mean, Oklahoma City had a great comeback today. Russell Westbrook, 45 points, 15 rebounds, 7 assists, but no. I just don't know what's going to happen to Utah. I mean, the Thunder really have to rise to the occasion if they're going to get this back to Game 7. And if it goes back to Game 7, I think Utah's in big trouble. NHL had its one Game 7 from the first round today. That was Bruins and Maple Leafs. And the Bruins were in trouble early. Tuukka Rask. Oh, boy. Tuukka Rask. He has not played well. I mean, bad first period. But the Bruins found a way to get the lead thanks to a late goal from Patrice Bergeron. His first goal of the playoffs. But Toronto scored twice in the third period, including a shorthanded goal from Kapanen, and all of a sudden Boston found itself 20 minutes from blowing a 3-1 series lead heading into the third period. But what a third period by Boston. Torrey Krug set the stage early, scoring 70 seconds in to the final period, and it just went all from there. Jake DeBrusk scored. They got a goal from Pasternak and a goal from Marchand into the empty net to win the game 7-4. I guess Frederik Andersen went back to being the normal Frederik Andersen. I mean, he had great Game 5, great Game 6, but this has often been the case with Frederik Andersen, is that he's never consistently been good enough. With the first round complete now in the NHL, it's time for the second round, which will begin today with the Penguins and Capitals playing each other for the third straight year. You know, I have my predictions, my second round preview down below. And the Capitals, once again, this is the 11th time they're playing the Penguins in the playoffs. And that's never been a good result for Washington. You know, they've only won one series. One of the previous 10 matchups between the Penguins and Capitals in the playoffs. And it was in 1994. So that's the year the Rangers won the Cup. So that was the year of Oppositville in the NHL. Because, you know, the stars aligned right for the Rangers to win the Cup that year. And the Capitals beating the Penguins. I mean, that's like Halley's Comet. It's like a once-in-a-lifetime experience. I mean, if you think the Capitals are going to beat the Penguins, you're wrong. Because it just goes like this. I remember when they met the first time. Pens came back from a 3-1 deficit twice. 2 years ago, it was supposed to be the Capitals' year. But have no fear, they choked again. Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah. 3 straight years, it's going to be the same result. Every year, it's the same thing. Ooh. I'm telling you, the Caps will never, ever beat the Penguins. It's just the same thing every year. Alex Ovechkin disappears. Ooh. The Caps will never, ever beat the Penguins. Ooh. It's like the Washington Generals against the Globetrotters. It's what happens. It's just the same thing every year. Ooh. The Caps will never, ever beat the Penguins. And you could bet this series will go 7 games. And it will be the Penguins again. Do you realize the Capitals are 4-12 in Game 7s? And a lot of these Game 7s are at home. Nobody chokes like the Washington Capitals. I think in the other Eastern Conference Series, which will begin in a couple of days, as the Bruins get 2 days off, I think Tampa's got the momentum. I think Tampa flipped the switch. They showed it when they played the Devils. They dominated both sides of the ice. They got goaltending, defense, and scoring. And I see the Lightning winning that 1 in 5. Now, you can check my full predictions down below by clicking the link. In the West, I think it's ridiculous that the Jets and Predators are playing. They're the 2 top teams overall in the NHL. But Gary Bettman screwed up the perfect playoff format when it was 1 versus 8, and the 1 seed will always play the lowest remaining seed. But nope! He had to tinker, because that's what Gary Bettman does. Tinker to make it worse. When is he going to retire? 25 years, come on now! Go away, Gary Bettman, go away. I think that's going to be a fun, exciting series, but I think in the end, the Predators' experience, defense, and Pekka Rinne will be the difference as they win in 6. And then, of course, you got the other series, Golden Knights, Sharks. And if your team's out of it, you got to climb aboard the Vegas Golden Knights bandwagon. You just got to. It's too good of a story. And I think it'll be a 7-game series. And I think Marc-Andre Fleury's got a hunger. And I think he's going to do it. I think the Vegas Golden Knights win in 7 and get to the conference finals. Today's 3 stars are LeBron, Russell Westbrook, and Jake DeBrusk, who had 2 big goals for the Bruins. Today's birthday shout-out goes to Here Comes the Judge, Here Comes the Judge, Here Comes the Judge, Aaron Judge, who turns 26. And we take a look back to 1975, when the New York Islanders rallied from a 3-0 deficit to beat the Pittsburgh Penguins in 7 games. You know, that's the one thing the Washington Capitals haven't done, is blow a 3-0 series lead. And, you know, considering that they've blown several 3-1 series leads, I think it's only a matter of time before the Capitals do that one. That will just complete the triumvirate of failure that is the Washington Capitals. Because they will never, ever, ever beat the Penguins. They will never, ever, ever beat the Penguins. Good day.